I welcome you all to MOOC's course entitled Community Engagement and Social Responsibility. I will be discussing Unit 3 today. It deals with rural development programs, implications, and management. This unit has two modules. The second module is about local administration and community involvement.
The learning objectives. After learning, after going through the lecture, the learner will be able to understand the concept and the working of local village administration, the different committees, their roles, responsibilities, what is the composition of the committee, and how the different villagers get benefited by these committees. Also, the lecture focuses on the resource management of natural resources in villages. The overview of the lecture talks about an understanding of the working of the local administration on one hand and how rural people can become a part of it, can help in decision making, and finally get benefited by it. And lastly, the challenges and the role of community in decision making.
In the interest of learners, the module has been divided into 7 parts. Module 2, Part 1. In first part of Module 2, we will be studying about the concept and structure of rural healthcare system in India.
Local administration and healthcare program. This is the first slide which we'll be talking about. So healthcare program, when we talk about specifically related to the village community, here I would like to mention a term, grassroots level workers. Talking about the concept of C.K. Prahlad, that is at the bottom of the pyramid. So we are talking about the poor people, especially the ones who are residing in rural areas or villages. So there are different committees and there are different workers who work in different committees to improve the health of the villagers. And they are at the bottom, I mean at the grassroots level. Primarily, they can be categorized into three parts or three levels. First is MPWs, that is multi-purpose workers. They can be male or female. Second is ASHA workers, accredited social health activists, and also Anganwadi workers. So these are different category of workers who work at the grassroots level and help in improving the health care of the villagers owing to the programs of government. So this is a decentralization approach and it is a bottom-up approach whereby these workers help activists help in improving the health of the villagers. Now coming to the structure of these committees or healthcare programs, how are these workers organized in different committees? So it's a three-tier system. At the bottom we have sub-centers. Now sub-center is a small center. It is a peripheral contact point. I mean if any villager falls sick, the first thing he or she will approach is a sub-center. Now, where these sub-centers are located? They are located at a population of 5,000 in plains and if a population is of 3,000 in hilly areas. So, sub-centers act as a peripheral contact point between the villagers on one side and the primary health center on the other side. Now, primary health center is a center which monitors 6 sub-centers, or you can say that 6 sub-centers report to the primary health center. And each primary health center will have 4 to 6 beds, a medical officer, and 4 subordinates or paramedical staff. So, this composition of primary health center is a little uh, upgraded as compared to the subcenter. Now, the upper, if you see the next slide, you'll get to know the structure. As I already talked about primary health center, which is somewhere in the middle. Now, at the top, if we talk about the structure, healthcare structure in villages, the topmost community is community health center. And here it's a kind of a mini hospital where you have 30 beds and 4 PHCs report to them or come under community health center. So you can think of it as a pyramid. At the top you have community health center. They monitor the primary health center. The primary health center looks after the sub-centers, and then you have the village people at large who come to these centers for medical help.
Hence, in this part, we studied about the concept and structure of rural healthcare system in India. In the next part, we will study about healthcare worker Asha.
Thank you all for patient hearing.